Triangle ABC and triangle DEF each have two angles measuring 35 and 35. Which of the following additional pieces of information is sufficient to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF? So there's four congruency theorems that don't have to do with right triangles, and this is not a right triangle. We have SSS, which means if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of another triangle, they're congruent. It's not what we're seeing here. I have SAS, which tells you that if two sides and an included angle are congruent, then the two triangles are congruent. Well, that's not what I have. I have two angles. So my other two options are going to be if I have an angle, an included side, and an angle, I can show that these two guys are congruent, or I could do AAS, which means I can have two angles that are congruent and a non-included side, and that would be sufficient enough evidence to show that these two guys are congruent. So if I were to say, oh, no, that third angle is good enough, that's not true. There is no such proof as AAA. Now, if you have two angles here, this is going to be 110. This is also going to be 110. Those triangles are going to be similar, but I can't prove that they're congruent. So the third angle will never be a proof that shows two angles or triangles are congruent. Let's see what BC looks like, that guy, and EF. Now, this has promise because these two guys are A, non-included side, so I have AAS, but let's just double check. I'm going with B, but let's see what C looks like. I'll use a different color. C says AC, which is a non-included side, and DE, which is an included side. So this is basically mixing angle side angle with angle side. So C is not it because you can't do that. So it's got to be B. Okay, no additional information is necessary. That's not true because you can't just say, look at these two angles. Are they congruent? No. So these were the two options that we could have used. That one didn't work out. That one did. AAS works for this, and B gives us the solution that we need.